Welcome back to another episode of Dental Marketing Theory. I'm your host, Gary Bird. I'm the founder of SMC National, where we help offices just like yours level the playing field against the big guys out there who are gobbling up all the new patients, and we're going to help you grow. And today I actually have something that's going to help you level the playing field in another way as well. I have Michael, who is the co-founder of Dental Collective, and he's going to talk about how you can get DSO pricing without being a DSO. You're going to want to pay attention to this one because you can save up to $1,000 per month per office, plus get massive discounts off of things that you normally wouldn't think of, even in buying a new practice. Stay tuned for this one. What's the downside? Like, why wouldn't everybody sign up for this? I get it why the big DSOs don't, because they can leverage all this stuff themselves, right? But if you're 1, 2, 3, 4 locations, you don't get that kind of leverage. Why isn't everybody signing up for this?
I ask myself the same thing every single day. I actually think it's funny because I spend my whole career selling products and having offices buy stuff with their money at essentially full price. And, I got told no a lot of times doing that. And now I'm asking doctors to save their money, and I still get told no.
All right, we are live, and today I'm excited to hear, Michael, why don't you tell us how you got into the dental industry?
Sure, Gary. First off, thanks for having me on, man. I really do appreciate it. It's as a new business owner, this is super crucial to just get brand recognition out there. But yeah, I've been in dental for 10 years now. Reason why I got into it actually is my dad has been in the dental space for, I think the day that I was born, he was working for a dental company. So he's been in it my whole life. I literally used to see burrs sitting around the house as a kid. So that's kind of what drove me in this direction. I started in the industry 2015 with a company called Comet USA. So world's largest manufacturer of rotary instruments. I worked with them for 7 years doing territory manager for 4 strategic markets accounts for 3 years from there. And then I wanted to stay a little bit closer to home as I was traveling all over the country. Home's in Boston, Massachusetts. And I joined Align Technologies on the dental side of things. So I was an Invisalign rep, Invisalign and iTero. And I did that for just a little bit over 2 years. From there, I felt like I was ready to do kind of my own thing, which is what led me to start or co-found Dental Collective, which is a dental purchasing organization. You might know it as a group purchasing organization, GPO or buying group. It's all this same thing. So I kind of wanted to create something that was just a culmination of all of my experiences within the dental field and my time spending with dental clinicians, realizing what their pain points were over that time period. And I really created this GPO to help handle a lot of those things.
Got it. That's awesome. And so walk me through this a little bit. Like, why was this such a big deal that you created a company around it? What? And again, keep in mind, I'm the marketing guy, so I'm thinking about everything from the outside in, not necessarily. You're more focusing on like the stuff on the inside of the practice. So,
right.
And just so you can help our audience here. Our main audience here, like that 5 practice owner wants to scale to 20 and 30 and 40 and eventually to 100. Like, that's our core audience. So kind of walk me through like why this was such a big deal and how you're helping them. You've probably noticed this before, but this podcast is unsponsored. What that means is we don't get paid to do it, but we want to bring you the best information possible. So how do we make sure that this content stays on the air? We need you to like and subscribe. Wherever you're at, whatever you're listening on, just give us a thumbs up or subscribe, and that helps us out so much. I know that you probably haven't done it, so I'm just going to sit here and wait until you do. 95% of our listeners have not subscribed to our podcast, so go ahead and do it now. Don't make this awkward. All right, good. Back to the show.
Yeah, for me personally, I felt working for one company, I was only ever able to provide so much value to the offices that I worked with. And I always felt like there was something more that I could do on a larger scale to support, hundreds of thousands of dentists that I've worked with in the space. So what I found is that dentistry is just not there's not a level playing field, especially somebody who understands coming from the vendor side of things. For an independent practice, you are charged for your products or services based on essentially volume most of the time, right? If you're a small shop, 1, 2, maybe even up to 5 practices, you're viewed just that way. It's all going to be based on your volume spend. And if you're trying to keep your overhead costs low, that ends up hurting you in the long run. So I wanted to figure out a way to impact more dentists on a larger scale, which is why I started this collective, because now I'm able to drive down pricing from 25 different companies already. I just started this thing in January, and I'm partnered with 25 different dental companies providing products, services, technologies, equipment, etc. And all of them are offering anywhere from about 7 to 70% off their products for my members. So what we've done is we've given the independent dental clinician the opportunity to get bulk pricing all the time, even though they're not typically buying in bulk. So again, it's just to kind of level the playing field and give the independent dentist the opportunity to get DSO-like pricing.
That's awesome. And then so in my simple brain, I'd be like, this is like Costco, right? So it's the difference between
very similar, yeah, absolutely.
Instead of shopping at Safeway to buy your mayonnaise, where you're going to pay $5 for a little thing of mayonnaise, you can pay $7 and get a lifetime supply of mayonnaise, right, for your house.
Exactly. It's very similar to a Costco, right?
And so if I got 5 practices and I'm trying to figure this out, how much am I saving by working with somebody like you? Like what is actual savings?
Man, I honestly feel like there's so many avenues to save over $10,000 per practice.
Per month, per year?
I mean, it's hard to break it down. Definitely per year. Absolutely. And I think it's a lot more than that. I mean, I just partnered with a company like Clover who does credit card processing fees. And if you're producing $1 million, $2 million per practice, and they're decreasing a percentage off your transactions fees,
that's
right?
Huge.
That's huge money.
Okay, so this isn't
just.
That's huge. Okay, so this isn't just for like gloves, get cheaper gloves. Right. This is your credit card processing. What are some other things that normally people don't think about when you're talking about group purchases that you're able to help save with?
Absolutely. I'm trying to create something that's kind of wall-to-wall for dental practices. So the second you walk through your door, a patient swipes their credit card, whatever it is, you're saving money there. I've got a patient management system through CareStack. I've got third-party financing through a company like Cherry. I've got dental intelligence, Overjet for dental AI. And then you get into the supplies and products. So companies like Dental City is one of my main distributors. Crazy Dental, Comet USA for burrs, Kettenbach for materials, the Picasso laser through AMD lasers. We have CBCTs, intraoral scanners. I mean, truly, you name it. If the dental practice is using this product, I have a partnership that's offering a great price for what I went out and found quality companies, because that's what my name's on this thing. So I just want to make sure my members know that if I'm recommending this company as my preferred vendor of that product, it's a product that you can really trust. But now you're getting a better price for it.
That's so awesome. Okay, so like give me an example of like somebody you've worked with recently. Walk me through what you've saved for them. Like walk me through the line items of like, okay, we were able to cut this, we were able to cut this. just so the audience can understand like how far you're reaching into these practices.
Yeah. All right. So I've got one office. She's already signed with my patient management software. So she's getting 3 months free of PMS to get started. She's already purchased a Ray America CBCT from my vendor partner, Dental Ecosystems. So she got a good price on the CBCT. She got 1.5% off of her financing.
Those are expensive too, right?
Yes,
those are super expensive.
Yes, they're expensive.
Right? So even if you get,
off financing, yeah. And then 10 years waived labor costs on that CBCT. She's switched over to supplies. So she's saving like 30% on burrs. She's saving 35% on all of her consumables or disposables. And you know, we've like hardly touched the surface. Yeah. Oh, and she just got signed up with Clover, and she's probably producing $2 million. So that could be another 20 grand in her pocket right there. So that one office, it's April. She's probably already saved 20 to 30 grand, and there's so much more to save throughout this year.
Yeah. So what's the downside? Like, why wouldn't everybody in their mind? So I'm sitting here thinking through this because this is how I think of questions, right? So I'm sitting here going, okay, what questions can I ask him that he can knock down? But I'm sitting here and I'm going, well, why wouldn't everybody sign up for this? I get it why the big DSOs don't, because they can leverage all this stuff themselves, right?
Right.
They can make, but if you're 1, 2, 3, 4 locations, you don't get that kind of leverage. So why isn't everybody signing up for this?
I ask myself the same thing every single day. I actually think it's funny because I spend my whole career selling products and having offices buy stuff with their money at essentially full price. And, you know, I got told no a lot of times doing that.
Of course.
And now I'm asking doctors to save their money, and I still get told no. I think it's just people, we're all creatures of habit. It's hard to make changes. And I may be asking you to now, instead of buying your Cavi wipes from one company, you've got to change over and buy them from another company. And I think that alone is enough of a barrier that people don't do it. But if you can just put in an ounce of effort to make that one change, we can save
that's what I was
so
going to say
money.
there are things that would cost you time, right? So when you said like PMS change, shoot me in the face sounds better than changing PMSs, right? Like that.
No kidding.
It's like the word, even when you hate your PMS, you're like, but do I really want to change it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So I get that. I get why people wouldn't want to move for that. But some of the stuff, it's not a lot of lift, right? Like if you're saving me money on credit card processing, that's not a huge lift for the doctor or the team, right?
Yep. I think between like switching over to Cherry for third-party financing and using Clover for your credit card transactions, those two things with those processing fees lowered, I mean, that'll save you so much money before you even look on a website to look for a different type of supplier. So that's, I'm right there with you.
So there's things that you're going to save me money on that I'm not going to have to spend a lot of time on. So that's why I should take a peek at you. Now, what are some other companies that you work with that I normally wouldn't associate with like a group buying program?
I have exclusive opportunities with companies like BioClear. If you're familiar with them, they're a clear composite. It's like a composite restoration. They've got a great product for black triangle solutions. So I've got them. There's got to be some others out there. Like I don't know if AMD Lasers, the Picasso laser, works with a lot of other groups.
Oh, okay.
CareStack seems to be fairly new to it. Overjet seems to be fairly new to working in the GPO space.
Oh, cool. You work with Overjet too?
I do. Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep. Overjet is one of my partners as well.
Awesome. Who any others that I wouldn't normally think of?
I'm trying to think. Dental Ecosystems, definitely not. He does the Ray America CBCTs. Mm-hmm. I'm starting U.S. Bank is one of mine. So if you're about to purchase a new practice or you want to do a build out on your existing practice, they're a partner of mine. I've got a big distribution company of technologies, Voxel. So they carry literally everything, 3D printers, CAD CAM, intraoral scanners, CBCT, you name it. I've got a partnership with Renew Digital. They are a reseller of CBCT and the iTero Flex and iTero E2. I mean, there's a ton. I've got 2 labs that I'm partnered with. The Dental Lab and Palma Dental Lab. So it's a really good mix. Like I'm very
and you're still adding too. Like, what's your roadmap look like for the next 12 months?
We just got started, right? I just started this thing in January. We've got 25 vendor partners.
Crazy.
So I think I'll add a partner a month for the rest of the year. So we'll finish this year around 30 vendor partners. And then
what are you most excited? Like, what's the thing that you're like, dude, and you're not promising it, but I'm looking to add, you don't even have to say the company if you don't want to, but I'm looking to add this kind of partner.
Yeah. Implants for sure. Yep. And potentially marketing, right? I think dental marketing is key too. And that's an area I do not have a partner in yet either.
I know we're working on partnering with you, right?
I believe so. I've got a call with you guys tomorrow.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Ted's meeting with you guys tomorrow, and I have some people around dental implants too, so we can talk about that off air.
Awesome.
And then, what's the cost to get involved with this? So if I said, you know what, I'm convinced, I'm going to reach out to Michael and I'm going to connect with him. Yeah. What's the cost involved with this? Do I not pay anything, or do I pay a membership fee, or how does it work?
Yeah, good question. So it is a paid member program, and I actually did that to save doctors more money. I found that the doctors that I have brought on at no cost, they don't really feel an attachment to the program, so they don't actually utilize our vendor partners. So it's $70 a month. What that breaks down to is about $850 a year. What that means in savings is that $2,500 in supply spend alone, those savings covers the cost of your membership.
How much is a Costco membership?
I don't know.
It's like $400, $500.
Something
it's
like
not that much.
It's
like it really is the equivalent of a Costco membership for our business.
And then think about this. I've got partnerships like Overjet's going to waive the $1,500 implementation fee. Dental Intelligence is waiving their $1,000 implementation fee. So there's a lot of companies like that you're hitting ROI instantly.
Instantly, yeah. What would you say to somebody? This is the thing that popped into my head. I'm like really trying to think of like how to press you.
Yeah.
Well, are you just getting like stuff that I could just call and get pricing for anyways with these companies? Right? Like you're waiving the dental intel fee, but maybe I'm thinking in my head, right? well, could I just call and just tell them I want you to waive the fee, or are you getting exclusive pricing with these folks that I couldn't get on my own?
I would like to think I'm getting exclusive pricing than you couldn't get on your own. And that's kind of coming from my experience with the companies I worked with previously, as well as the word of the vendor partners that I have now. But basically, when I was with Comet, right, I kind of had to charge you based on how much volume you spent. And I couldn't just give you whatever you asked for. That's not how it works. So yeah.
So you go into an agreement. So when you work with Dental Intel or you work with these folks, you're getting an agreement with them saying, hey, you can't offer this to anybody unless they're this big, right? They're giving you basically the DSO pricing.
Exactly. That's exactly what they're giving me. Yep.
That's awesome. That's really, really cool. So makes total sense. I don't know why anybody wouldn't sign up for it. Like if you're not doing this, or at least going through this once and spending an hour or two just seeing what you could save. Right. I don't understand why somebody wouldn't do it.
It's a no obligations program too. So if you try it out for a couple of months and it doesn't work for you, you just let me know and you can jump out at any time. So with that, there's no contract. I really don't see why you wouldn't at least give it a try.
That's awesome. How, if someone says, okay, fine, you got me. I'm gonna try this out. I'm gonna see if you're gonna save me, $500 to $1,000 per office per month, plus get access to some softwares and discounts that way as well. I'm willing to do that for $70 or whatever, $80 a month. How do they get a hold of you? What's the best way to get in contact with you?
Yeah, the best way to get in contact with me is, follow me on Instagram, I guess. Dental Collective DPO would be my Instagram handle, or just pop on the website, dental-collective.com.
Awesome, man. Great job. I'm really excited. This is definitely something that's needed, and it sounds like you're doing it in a different way that people can get excited about. So great job, Michael.
Thanks, Gary. Really appreciate it.